So unless you guys have been living under a rock, you will have heard that there was yet another gun-free zone that was shot up just a few days ago. This time in Sutherland, Texas. A church was assaulted by a deranged individual, and these church shootings are becoming more and more prevalent, more and more deadly as the days go on. And churches, by their nature, are inclusive establishments. They try to bring in people from the community to bring people closer to God, and a lot of times, you know, because of that, they attract people that may have mental health issues as well. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but we have to recognize the truth of the situation, which is that churches are soft targets. And if you run a church, you need to take the security of your church very seriously. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about here today. I was raised in a household that had guns, and when the gun was not being used, it was put back in the safe, unloaded, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. That's just the way, you know, I was raised and I was taught. And I was taught that when a gun's out of use, it goes back in the safe and it's secured, because you don't want it to be used for the wrong purposes, right? And you wanted to keep it away from your kids and stuff like that. Well, we need to differentiate guns that are in use and out of use. So there are guns that I have that are never out of use. My carry pieces, you know, those sidearms that I'm using as dedicated carry pieces, my home defense rifles, and my home defense shotguns are always loaded. They never get unloaded. They never get put in the safe. And there's always a balance between accessibility and security. And we have to recognize that when you need a firearm, it needs to be ready to go. And to drive that point home, I wanted to take an excerpt from an interview with the individual that was responsible for stopping an armed citizen, responsible for stopping the Sutherland shooting. And I want you to hear his words and see how he felt, because he was unprepared.
And every time I heard a shot, I knew that that probably represented a life. I was scared to death. I was. I was scared for me, and I was scared for every one of them. And I was scared for my own family that just lived less than a block away. I grabbed a handful of ammunition and started loading my magazine. I ran outside. I didn't even take time to put my shoes on. And I ran across the street looking for it. And I'm trying to survey the situation, not knowing what's going on. And then I saw a man in a black tactical helmet with a dark shaded helmet on, and obviously looked to me like it was bulletproof vest. And he had a pistol in his hand, and we exchanged gunfire. I'm no hero. I am not. I think my God, my Lord, protected me and gave me the skills to do what needed to be done. And I just wish I could have gotten there faster, but I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening.
Now, to be clear, I didn't make this video to bash on this guy at all. This dude is a hero, right? But the truth of the matter is that you do not know when you are going to be volunteered to do something like this, and it is your responsibility to make sure that your equipment is ready to go when you have to act. So in saying that, you need to designate guns that you own. It doesn't have to be all of them. Mine, for the most part, are all of them. If you ask any of my friends, when I hand them a weapon, they will not treat it as though it's unloaded, because they know that it probably is a hot firearm when they get it. But you need to designate guns for defensive purposes, for work use, that are always ready to go. Now, there are several products on the market that allow you to achieve that balance between accessibility and security of the firearm without let's be honest, guys, if we're rational people, leaving a loaded AR-15 on the counter of your kitchen is not always the most responsible thing, and it doesn't fit everybody's lifestyle. So like if you have children, you can't do that kind of stuff. Like your kid might be fine, but what if your kid has friends? Well, we hope your kid has friends. But the company that I've been working with for the longest time, pretty much since the beginning of VSO, and this is not a sales pitch, guys, I just want to get this information out there for any new subscribers or anybody who happen to cross this video that isn't a subscriber. It is Tactical Walls, and Tactical Walls offers all VSO subscribers a discount on their products so that you can achieve the balance between accessibility and security of the firearm. They make several products that range and concealability to allow you to hide your guns, your defensive firearms, in plain sight inside your home, so that if you need it, all you have to do is flip a switch and you've got your weapon, whether it's a handgun, a shotgun, a carbine, a pistol caliber carbine, or anything like that. They have a wide range of things that can help you accomplish those goals. So again, guys, I wanted to bring this to the forefront to understand where we're coming from, and that is that human beings, by their nature, are violent things. The only thing that human beings understand, and you can track it throughout history, is the use of force. The only thing that keeps the rule of law where it is, in place, is that if you break the law, dudes with guns are going to show up and make you stop doing what you were doing. We did not become the apex predator on this planet by being nice to it. We conquered it, and we conquered each other for millennia. The only thing that will stop someone who has ceased to value the rule of law and the sanctity of human life is direct, immediate, insurmountable return force. And you may just be volunteered to render it. Thanks for watching the VSO Gun Channel. I know this is a really, really ugly message, but thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you guys on a future video.